Welcome, everybody. We are again here today, day 19 of our 30 Days, 30 Tips challenge on burnout. And today I have a very realistic, real life example to share with you. Uh, so, as you saw from the topic, we're talking about the case of a busy mom that had a burnout. And I am going to walk through that together with you so that I can explain to you how it started and what kind of complaints he had when she came to me and what we worked on together and how we helped her to feel better in the end. So let's take it from the beginning. The very beginning is actually, my name is Vasya Sarandopoul and I'm a psychologist. And that's the role that I'm taking here every day in order to talk to you and share with you my tips on burnout. So, this lady, she was in her mid 40s with three kids, and she had her own business. She had her own company. She was very ambitious. And she came to me, and her complaint was her initial complaint was that she had no energy. She had no energy every day. She was working, of course, really hard. Half of her day was about working with for her own company and also squeezing their time for the kids. And of course, studying together with them, making sure that everything around the household was ready. But all these made her feel like she had no energy. Another thing that she said to me was that she was constantly irritated. She was frustrated with small things, that she could pick up anything and she would start getting upset about it. And she recognized that sometimes this was without actually a logical reason, but she couldn't help it. Another thing that she said to me was that she didn't enjoy her life anymore. She didn't enjoy her family time, dinners, or playing with the kids. That was something that she noticed, that she was feeling distracted all the time. She couldn't be mindful. She was always at another place, thinking about something else. And the main reason actually that she came to see me was because her relationship was not also very fulfilling for her. She was not in good terms with her husband. They were having fights all the time. He was also working in the private sector. She was a businesswoman, and they couldn't actually get along with each other. It was something strange that was happening in their relationship after many years, because in the beginning everything was really good and they have a good connection, but not anymore. So all these made her feel desperate, that she couldn't handle her life, that she was not on top of it, that she couldn't understand what was happening. Very desperate, very hopeless about what was happening in her life. So as we started working, we went a little bit deeper into that. And that's usually what I do with my clients. We go deep before we understand what's really happening, what's the real reason behind the challenges that we face in our life, the struggles that we face. So one thing that we understood was that she had characteristics of a pleaser. She wanted to be there for everyone. She wanted to meet everybody's needs. Her colleagues' needs, her clients' needs, her kids' needs, her husband needs, her family's needs, and I'm talking about mother and father, her sister's needs. So everybody was in her schedule, in her agenda every day. So she wanted to meet everybody's needs. And she was trying actually to guess their needs. She was trying to understand what they need in order to be there and have it ready even before they speak about it. So that was one thing. Another thing that she was also doing was, and especially in her business, was she wasn't easily satisfied, aka perfectionist. She was really a perfectionist. She wanted to do everything perfect. And she was looking into small details and occupied with them for long hours. And at the same time, and that goes together with the perfectionism, she was ruminating for hours and days and weeks over mistakes, over small failures. She couldn't let go, for sure. So there was a lot of negative thinking in her head. Now, talking about her role as a mom, she was guilty. a lot. She was thinking about the mistakes that she has been doing as a mother. She was thinking about things that she could have done differently. She was beating herself up really heavily. Um, and also another aspect of her guilt was like when she was in her role as a mom, she was feeling guilty that she's not working. And when she was working, she was feeling guilty that she is not with her kids. So never satisfied, always feeling guilty. Um, and then because she was also very confused, she couldn't set any boundaries, of course, to people around her. She wanted to satisfy everybody. She was confused in what's important and what's not important, no boundaries. And another thing that adds to, the cake, the cherry on the top, is that she didn't ask for help. That was a huge thing for her. She couldn't ask for help. She thought that she was a burden. She thought that other people had more important problems and she was the one that she could do everything. So she was not asking for help. Or when she was asking for help, she was asking sporadically in a random way. And also when she was on the verge of a breakdown. So you can imagine that if she was reaching out for help to your husband, she was already upset and already frustrated and already exhausted. So that explains, of course, why the fights and why the struggles in her relationship. So it was clear to me from what she was saying that her number one priority in life was work. And it was very strong in her that she wanted people to see how successful she is. However, if I would ask her, she would say, "Oh no, my family is important to me. My family is the most important thing to me." But that I couldn't see from her actions. I could see it from her works, but not from her actions. So you can see that there's already some conflict. I have my notes here. So when we started working, first of all, we needed to talk about the elephant in the room. Let's make it clear. You have a burnout. You're going through a burnout. And all these things that you describe as symptoms in the emotional sphere and also in the cognitive sphere, it's all part of your burnout. And of course, the fact that you have no energy anymore. So that was said first. One thing that we worked together was how to set boundaries, how to say no, when to say no. And in order to figure out when to say no and how to say no, first we had to work on the values. What is important? Because I get from your actions that work is important, but from your words that relationships and family is important. But we have to make it clear. It's going to be only one thing that is on the top of your list. What is it that you want that to be? So it was clear for her that indeed, it's a conflicting message that I am working on, which is family or work or family. And indeed, I have to make it clear. So she realized that she needed to make it explicit. And for her, it was family. There was no doubt about that. That she wanted to be happy and to be happy with yourself and happy with your family. Then we actually worked on the perfectionistic thinking, which means that we understood what is her negative thoughts and where are they coming from. That's also another part of my job, to figure out where the negative thoughts and where these messages are coming from. And usually are from childhood or from important, significant people in our life. But that was also what we do it. And for her, it was really relieving to understand the connection. Also, we worked on a new mindset, which is the mindset that she's also seeing the positive things that happen in her life, because she had the tendency to dismiss all this. If you would talk to her, you would understand that everything is black. But then when actually I confronted her and when I said, so are there any happy moments, any calm moments? Oh yeah, a lot. But she wouldn't mention them. And that was the burnout mindset talking. So we try to change the mindset and to make her see positive things that are happening in your life and also achievements that she has done. Remember when we said that it was very necessary for her to feel that other people see her successful. We turned that message into, I need to see that I am successful. So she needed to give herself that confirmation that she's successful. So we gathered all the evidence that she could see, look what you have done and you are successful. Don't doubt about that. Nobody can take the progress from you. You are successful. So that was really useful here. And of course, that was not something that we said once and then it happened. No, 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 no. We had to say it many times. And she had to repeat it, of course, many times. Also, we changed the mindset towards uncertainty. She started accepting uncertainty. She started being less controlling. That happens when we don't accept uncertainty. We're more controlling. So she started reversing that. And she felt that I don't need to control things. I don't need to be on top of everything. And also accepting imperfection. Not that she became a sloppy person. No, that was far away. She was far away from that. But she accepted the imperfection. That is all part of her human nature. And we also understood the coping mechanism that she had, which was get angry, get frustrated, attack in order to get her needs met. But we formed new coping mechanisms that they were more working on the need for connection. Without doubt, she put herself first. Without doubt, she put her mental health and physical health first. We created new routines, new ritual in her day. She started tracking down the change, tracking down in her habits, in her feelings, in her thoughts. She started doing something, of course, being in control, but another kind of control, more self-care control. She started playing with her strengths because she was a very strong woman. And the fact that she was a perfectionist, we started using that, but to her benefit, not to her cost. She started being more present with her family. It took her about 3 months. And she felt like she was enjoying life more. You could see also her face being more shining, like being more vibrant and more alive. She was more, how do you say, like more joyful, more relaxed, more peaceful about that. Fast forward a few years. That was a few years ago what was happening. But now, when she contacts me, she says that she's still doing the same thing that we did together, what we learned to do in order to recover burnout. But now she doesn't need to think about them. These are automatic things that they're happening. These are part of the life that she always wanted to live. So that was a success story, but actually I wanted to give you an idea of how it is when it starts. And it's not clear in the beginning that we have a burnout, but then eventually it is this accumulation of symptoms that make it a burnout, makes it a point in our life that we say, now we have to change. I hope it was useful. It's a long tip this day, the longest that we have done, but I hope that it gave you an idea of how it is to be a mom and ambitious at the same time, without giving up on your values, without giving up on what things you think that is the things in life that you want that you think is important, but at the same time enjoying your life more. Thank you very much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, take good care of yourself and see you again tomorrow. Have a nice day.